Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamara Jordan, Tammy Turns Pages. I'm so glad that you are here and that you decided to turn pages with me today. Today we're going to go over my July wrap up for all the books that I read from my TBR jar. So let's just get right into it. It's going to be kind of a short video because I'm doing something a little bit different for the TBR jar this time. So I'm going to start with the first book here. This book was Until Next Summer. I don't remember what prompt these are, you guys. Sorry, it's been an interesting month, but we'll get into that in a second. But this follows our main character, Jesse and Hillary. They are, I think I said this before, but they are friends or estranged friends that are thrown back together basically to help a camp that they went to when they were younger continue to be run, you know, because it's going under basically. And then while they're doing that, they are also rebuilding a friendship. And there's also two like relationships between each. Like one girl has one relationship with an old person that went to the camp, and then another girl is forming a relationship with another man in this book. But I did really enjoy this book. I like Ali Brady's writing. This is a duo of two friends who write these books. I've read all of her books except the newest book that came out, which is The Battle of the Bookstores, which I'm going to be reading pretty soon. But yeah, I like this a lot and I gave it 4 stars. Okay. I know this one was for angst. This one is following our main characters, Emily and Jack. They are rival teachers. They teach at the same, this is Beg, Borrow, Steal. So they're rival teachers and they teach at the same school, but Jack is like the golden boy and they're like one of the best teachers on campus, and she doesn't feel like she gets the same recognition that he does. Long story short, he moves away and then he moves back, and she thinks, oh great, he's gone, like whatever. He moves back and he ends up being her neighbor, and obviously she's reluctant to have him around, so she starts playing pranks on him, which is really cute. And I think they get together to help renovate his very, very old home that he bought. I thought this was really cute. I like her writing too. This was a little bit more spicy than her normal books are, but wasn't super spicy. I would say it was like spice level 2. It was light spice. So, but I did enjoy this, and I think I gave this 4 stars. This was a really good read, and it was fun, and I liked it because of the fact that they were both teachers and I'm a teacher. So. The next book is The Handyman Method by Nick Cutter and Andrew Sullivan. These are two writers. I have never read anything by Andrew Sullivan, but I have read The Troop by Nick Cutter, which I really enjoyed, and I read that for Summerween. I actually read this one for Summerween this year, and so you can get like a full review and like me talking about it throughout my experience reading this on my Summerween video. But I will tell you, this is like a somewhat haunted house story. The house itself and the surrounding area is making the people inside it change. I'm going to leave it there. I did enjoy this book a lot. I think in my video I gave it a 3.75. I enjoyed this book, so yeah, I would say pick it up. This one was great. I had so much fun with this. This is Left of Forever. This is by Tara DeWitt. This follows our main characters, Ren and I think Ellis. They are exes, and they, like I said, share a son. They take their son to college, and like they road trip, and on the way back, that road trip back, they start to fall back in love. It's so cute. It's so cozy. Tara DeWitt is my favorite. She's one of my favorite authors of all time. This is technically a second in a series, but they're standalone, so you don't even have to read the first one, or you can read them out of order. But I read Savor It first last year. But yeah, I don't know if she might be doing more of these Spoons. It's called Spoons Oregon series. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought that the banter was really cute. I thought it was very witty. Ellis is very like acts of service, which I love because my love language is acts of service. So yeah, I just thought it was very redemptive. There was a little bit of like that second act breakup where I was like, you guys work through this, because it's obvious that you need to be together. So, but besides that, I really enjoyed this. So I would say I gave this book 4 stars. This was a good reading month for the most part. We're going to start getting into the not so good. Okay, so this is the not so good. Technically, both of these are the not so good, which is sad because this is a Pulitzer. And I think, I'll tell you why in a second, but I think it's because of me. And then this one, I also think it's because of me. So this one, I just couldn't get into this one. So this is Wild Dark Shore. It's a new author for me. Her name is Charlotte McConaughey. She wrote Once There Were Wolves. So I've never read that one, but that one also got a lot of good reviews. This follows our main character, Dominic, and his 3 children. They live on a research island called Shearwater. And they are kind of isolated because the water, although very beautiful, this island is, gorgeous, is slightly rising every day. And it's enough to start to cause people to panic and have to figure out what the next steps are, if they're going to stay on this island or what their plans are. They encounter a woman, a mysterious woman that they have never seen before. And she kind of washes ashore, which is different. And they kind of take her in, and it's a lot of like found family elements. She becomes very connected with Dominic, but also becomes very connected with his children. This is like a mystery thriller. Things are revealed, lots of reveals. There is a slow burn romance, very slow. At times where you're like, is this going to happen or not? So, I mean, I love a slow burn, but this was very short and it felt very long. This was 300 pages, I think 302 pages, and it felt like a 600-page book. I don't know, I just couldn't really get into these characters. And I think part of the reason why I couldn't is because like my mental state wasn't like great, or not even mental state. I would say my physical state just wasn't great. Was going through some things, some issues health-wise, and I was trying to read this one. I finished it, and I was trying to read this one, and I finished it, but I just wasn't connected to either one, and it was during the time that I was, and I am still currently going through it, but I think we're on the end of it now. But yeah, so this was just okay for me. I'd say it was decent. The mysteries that were solved were pretty good. The writing was very beautiful. It was very atmospheric. I would say read this in the fall, honestly. Summer or fall, but it was very beautiful. The descriptions were very beautiful. Probably like a 3.25. I don't even explain this one. Okay, so the last book is this book here. It's Trust. This is the Pulitzer Prize winner. I think it won in 2022 is what I'm understanding. So this book is broken up into 4 parts, essentially. There's a first part here. It's called Bonds. And this is written by a man named Harold Bonner. And it is basically like a, like a recounting basically, or a story that he published about 1920s real estate tycoon Benjamin, I forgot his last name, Benjamin, but it's a fictionalized character, and it's a fictionalized character who's writing this story. But Benjamin technically is Andrew Bevel. And so we're getting our second part. This is part 2, and this is called My Life, and it's by Andrew Bevel. This is essentially an autobiographical take of what Harold Bonner wrote in this first one, because this is just, like I said, kind of a fictional take on it. This is the actual story written by the man that he was speaking about. And then this next section is called A Memoir Remembered. And this is Ida, and this is her perspective of how she met Bevel and how they became involved in their relationship and their life together and whatever. And I'm just gonna stop there because there's more to this, but yeah. And then the last is Futures, and this is written by Mildred Bevel. And yeah, I just thought Well, first, I don't even think that the first part of this needed to happen. This story that this person wrote, the Bonds part that Harold Bonner wrote, for what? I don't know. Like, we could have spent more time getting into the characters and seeing them from more perspectives. It seems like you're seeing them from a lot of perspectives, but you're really not. So if we got more like personal accounts and perspectives, you know, and built up the characters so that we knew about them a little bit more instead of just reading about them, like, I kind of felt like I was reading like a second hand term paper. It just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I was thinking that this was going to be like a Gilded Age, like a whole like setup of like rich opulence, like luxury and like the lifestyle, which it kind of was, but not really. Yeah. So anyway, long story short, it just didn't really hit the mark for me. So yeah. And I felt like the like I said, the beginning part just was unnecessary. So I think I would give this a 3-star. Just okay. It didn't stick with me. Now, there's one more book up here that you've been probably looking at. So when I was reading this book and this book, I was also reading this book. And I think this also might be part of the problem. This guy right here might also be part of the problem. Because when I was reading those two books, like I said, I was reading this, and this was incredible. This isn't even part of my TBR, but I just wanted to read it. This was incredible. This was out of all of the books I read this month, and I've read more than this, and then more than these, this is the one you should read. It's called Fayne. It's by Anne Marie MacDonald. This is a story about a young girl who, yeah, I'm going off the rails now. I'm telling everybody about this book. It's a story about a young girl who lives on this vast land between Scotland and England. It's called Fayne. It's a huge property, and then also like so much land. And her father, it starts off, there's a lot of parts in this one. I think there's 7 parts in this one, but it starts off part 1 where we're meeting her dad, Henry, and we're just kind of figuring out that she's very talented, she's very smart, she has a scientific mind, she loves learning and reading, and actually to the point where the first part might turn people off because it's like written like a term paper. It's very scientific. It's like, but just get through it. It's because it's worth it. Second part, the dad, you know, realizes how talented she is, so he gives her a tutor, and the tutor and her are exploring things, and then they find an artifact in the bog. I'll leave it there. Third part is, and then she wonders what it is, and then she starts doing research. Third part is, once she figures out that artifact, or when she's starting to figure out that artifact, a lot of things unravel and are brought to light. Mainly her, because I haven't talked about her mom yet, but mainly her mom, her relationship with her mom. And her mom was said to have died during childbirth with her. And her brother also died 2 years before her. So it's just her and her dad. And she's starting to figure out, like, well, who is my mom? And, like, I've never spoken to her, I've never seen her, so, like, I want to, like, learn more about her, and that's what she's basically doing in part 3. And I'm just going to leave it there. Things are brought to light that are very, very interesting. This is one of the most complex books I've ever read. This is one of the most beautifully written. This is so atmospheric. This is so incredible. This is like, I feel like a better person after reading this book. I feel like I am a smarter person after reading this book. This is the one. If you were going to read any book from this TBR, and this wasn't even on that TBR, but if you're going to read any book, this is the book that kept me sane while I was going through like the health things I was going through, but also like while I was reading these 2 books. This one, I kept coming back to this one. I kept putting these down and coming back to this one. This was beautiful. This is 722 pages long. And from what I'm understanding, 722 pages. And from what I'm understanding is that this author, Anne Marie, does that a lot. So pace yourself, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. Okay, and then for the second part of this, I'm not going to pick from my TBR jar this time. We are going into August, and this is like my most busy time, August and September, because I'm going back to school. I'm a teacher, and I already have books slotted that I want to read for other videos. Plus, I have a lot of arcs that I need to read. So I was thinking that I might as well just read the arcs and then share my review of the arcs at the end of August. So the arcs that I'm going to read, just to make it easier for me, because I have like 5 arcs I need to read. So the arcs I need to read are The Book of Lost Hours, The Faceless Thing We Adore, The Secret Crush Book Club, oh, For the Record, and then The Island of Last Things. The Book of Lost Hours is basically a woman who is basically uncovering like secrets and long buried, secrets from the past, and then also this is after her grandmother dies, and it's basically told in 2 different timelines, and she's basically forced to confront her memories and grief and what the cost is of keeping the truth hidden. So, okay, the book For the Record is right. Okay, so this is a former pop star, and he's joining a senator's daughter on a cross-country road trip or tour, and obviously sparks fly and during that campaign trail, and I think they just have to decide whether they want to be together. The next one is The Secret Crush Book Club, and this one is about a baker. Obviously that's what I wanted, that's why I asked for it, and she also likes books, but I think she starts she starts up a book club, but I think she like restarts it only to get her crush, like her secret crush, to join, in hopes that she'll join, but then she also finds like friendship, love, like found family, things like that. So that one sounds really fun and cute. Okay, the next one is The Island of Last Things, and it kind of sounds a little bit like this one, because it's basically a woman who washes ashore on a mysterious island. She doesn't know where she is. No one knows who she is. She's trying to escape, but then she starts realizing that there's some weird things happening on this island, and during that realization, she's also having to deal with her own grief and memories, and it all kind of goes together. So I really hope that I like this one, because that's kind of like what this one was. So we'll see. And the last one is The Faceless Thing We Adore, and this one is about a person who lives in this kind of quiet town, and after a series of many strange disappearances, like unexplainable disappearances, they are trying to unravel it, basically. It says obsession and fear are growing, and a grieving woman confronts a creeping, unknowable presence, that feeds on longing, memory, and devotion. So I'll be reading that one too. So those are the 5 that I will be reading for this month. Maybe I'll put them here, or maybe when I was talking about them, I might put them up or whatever. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. It is a little bit different, and sorry, it was a little bit of a bummer with the personal stuff going on, but life is life, and things happen to people, and it's not always sunshine and rainbows. So and I'm just trying to also think positively, because I know at some point I will be out of this. But if you like this video, please don't hesitate to like, comment, share, subscribe, and let me know what you're reading this month. Please, I would love to know. Or if you have any suggestions or recommendations. I love a recommendation. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.